Unu, doi, trei și se încarcă, se încarcă. Și suntem live. Da.
Suntem alive.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the first edition of EdXiS VoX, the place where education doesn't come to put the audience to sleep, but to awaken mindsets. Today, we are not talking about grades. We are not talking about schools' records. And definitely not about who forgot to do their homework. Really. Tonight, we are talking about something far more important. The people who have the power to change the direction of an entire generation. Because the truth is simple. A lesson can be forgotten, but a teacher who inspires you can change your life forever. We live in a world where artificial intelligence gives us answers in 2 seconds. Yet sometimes a student needs months just to hear, "You are capable, keep going." And maybe that's where the true education begins. EdXiS VoX was born from one simple idea. And you know I have ideas. Education shall not only be modernized, it shall be reimagined with courage. We don't just need smart schools. We need awakened mindsets. We need teachers who inspire, students who dare to say why, and conversations that continue long after the cameras are turned off. And now, it's my honor to introduce our special guest. They're simply great. Nicoleta Ciutacu from Spain, promoter of modern education, creativity, and international projects that inspire communities and create real impact. And Lucian Oprea from Romania, the physics teacher who makes science feels like a school trauma and more like an adventure that sparks curiosity and open new horizon. And I assure you, you will like Lucian Oprea, even he teach physics. A huge round of applause for our guests, please. Let's welcome them. Welcome, Nicoleta, and welcome, Lucian.
Thank you for
I have
having
some
us.
questions for you. It's something that I think you will like because you are different both. My first question for you is, if you could completely reset the education system from scratch, what is the first thing you will remove, maybe without any regrets?
Okay, Nico,
Nicoleta.
should you tell the first? Okay.
Okay, Lucian, sure.
So, no, Nico, you're the first.
No, for me, it's very simple. I think the most important thing is the mindset towards the education. So we do need a reset for that to improve the relationship between or among teachers, peers, parents, students, and everything like that. I think we forgot how important the education is. Not for everybody, but we see a trend of why do I need this? So I would go there.
Okay, thank you for the nice words, Ermina. So it's my nemesis, I guess, physics. Even is a teacher of physics, he will be fine, okay, like that. But okay, talking about reset something, for me in our country, in Romania, the reset point would be remove politics from school at all levels, and we can start from there, you know. That is the reset point, I guess, because all the rest of the mindset could grow from there up. Let the men who knows what they do, who know what they do the work, not the politicians, not the someone who never stood before the students. In front of the students. Sorry, my English is rather poor, but it's okay, I guess. I don't know. So politics out. That's my point of view. Even I teach physics. Yes.
Exactly, and it's great. Your answer is great. It's great. Nicoleta, was there ever a moment in your career when you walked out of a classroom and honestly told yourself, I can't do this anymore? What happened?
No, though I wanted a few times, but
I'm sure about it.
I did reminded myself that I chose to be a teacher. Is my choice. I don't see myself doing anything but teaching. And there were like some hard times because we are overloaded with reports, bureaucracy, and everything else, but nothing takes away the education, the educational, let's say, program, the educational experience. I am forgetting everything when I am in front of my students. I forget about reports and all that, whatever comes on top of what we are doing. So I don't think and I don't see myself doing something else. I am not sure if I will ever change my career.
Yeah, it's okay. The same words for me, Nico. I guess the only moment that I could tell I'm feeling wrong when I get out from my classroom, from my students, were the moments where I should go to the councils or something where adults will speak. I don't recall any moment of that kind, you said. I don't recall anyone. My students are great. Sure, they are what I was at their age, and I remember all. So if I was difficult, I was more difficult than they are. And certainly a lot of concern go that way, but I don't feel, I never felt wrong getting out of my class. I never felt wrong. Yeah, it's good. I want to do this. So why should I feel wrong? Yeah, they're great.
Excellent
Okay.
answers. You passed the test both. Excellent and now.
Thank
It
you.
was a test. Come
Thank you.
on.
I think
Are we
maximum
getting
points you have.
graded? Are we
Yeah.
getting graded? We get marks.
Nah, For a few
Wonderful. You get marks.
for
You
a
get
few
marks at the end.
for a few months, Nico was my English teacher in Meritos program, and she can be proud because I rather speak in French, but not here. So thanks, Nico. Yes.
Excellent. Next time we can speak in French and we can teach
Ah
Nico.
oui,
It's our
j'aimerais ça, oui. Merci.
I only know je m'appelle.
C'est très bien, mademoiselle. Très bien.
Merci
Let's go to the
beaucoup.
next question. I want to make a small trap for you. What was the most unexpected reaction from a student that left you speechless? In a good way or completely chaotically? Let's see you.
Okay, I can answer that because it's rather fresh in my memory. A student of mine, 2 years ago, no, almost 3 years ago, Miriana. Um, I don't know how we say dirigente. Is this? I don't know.
Homeroom teacher.
Homeroom teacher. Yes, I was her homeroom teacher, and she said to me when I asked all the class, "What are the perks, the attributes of a good man?" They would follow in life. What should they look about? And she said, imperfection. Imperfection. And that meant a lot because I asked her, what do you want to say by imperfection? I mean, to be human, to have flaws, to keep the same image, the consistent image of him, and to put together his imperfections with mine. And it was a lot of deep thought about that. And I was surprised, yes, in a very good manner. I was surprised by that. I don't recall any moments where when I was surprised by something bad, but something bad doesn't exist really. in our class, yeah, and that was the moment. There are a lot of it, but that was the one moment I recall.
I don't have a moment like that, but maybe sometimes that attitude, I can take it like that, wherein I don't need this shit. Leave me alone. And yeah, flabbergasted.
No, but
But can happen. Can
I
happen.
guess
Yes.
you have a lot of hugs from your kids, and there must be a moment where you felt very good, surprised even when the kids came to you. I guess a lot of moments like that
It is. It
exist.
is the way I am taking it as an emotional response to something that happened outside the school, outside the classroom. So I am just trying to deal with that. But like Lucian, we did not have experiences up till now of really bad behavior, let's say like that.
So I guess we are the happy ones. I don't know, but yeah,
Happy teachers, happy students, happy parents, bad payment. So yeah.
bad payment. Okay.
Wonderful. I think my Wi-Fi is making me problems. I don't want to lose you. I don't want to lose you ever. If tonight conversation become a little too intelligent, just to know it's not our fault. We have a physics teacher in the studio. Yes, Mr. Lucian, we promise we won't give you live equation to solve on the board.
But no,
The chat already
give
looks
that.
right, ready for a surprise test.
No, give that to me. Give that.
Yeah, let's go to the next question. If students could evaluate teachers with no filters, what do you think they will say about education today?
You mean what will they say to us
Yes,
or to them?
yes, yes, exactly.
To us, it's okay.
Well, to you.
Okay. I guess they said that a lot of, but not about me because when you talk with someone, it's hard to tell him something bad, something like that. But they talk about other teachers, and even I don't want to go further with discussions. They tell me what a good teacher will mean, what a good education will mean. But the most common response was, the most common tone of that was something like that. The kids don't imply themselves anymore. So a lot of guilt is from the kids because they say that, not me. They say that. And even they say, um, the kids this age are not the same as the kids we were at their age. It's fantastic because it's not me who say that. They are talking in the 12th grade, they are talking about 8th grade, and they compare and they say something like that. It's the education wasn't as it was on our time. Come on our time, 4 years ago. It's strange, but they say that, and
Exactly.
yeah, yeah, they are very focused on what a good teacher should be like, And when I ask them, how will you appreciate a teacher more when he is how? And they say, when he is implied, not good, not when he is implied. They want to sense us as focused on them, like they are the only one right there and in this moment. And that's something they want, and they want from us, And they tell us education means to be implied in something, to care about something, always to care. They're very emotional about that sometimes, and they really ask that. So strange because we think that young people today are less emotional. No, it's not true. They're different emotional than us, and we must pay attention to that. Yeah, sorry, I guess Nico will say better than me, 1,000 times better than me. Yeah.
I am not saying anything. I do believe that the perfect teacher and the best teacher is the teacher that every student needs. And we are wearing so many hats that it is so difficult at times to be there for each and every student. And we have to remember that they are very emotional, more emotional than we were, as Lucian said, because for us it was a duty. For them, I think these days they are feeling more like it's up to me. Uh, they are forced. They might feel that they are forced. And then it's coming to the point of gossiping. That teacher is not good. Oh, did you see that one? I don't like it. It's not good. Why is not good? They give us tests. They are very rigid. They do not have a relationship with us. So, depending on the number of the kids that you have and the day that you had, the way you started your day, you had enough coffee or not? Yeah, I might be in a bad mood as well. The kid stayed late to play video games, is tired. So we get tagged. That is the truth. But yeah, they know that without education, they cannot reach anywhere else. So yeah, that's it.
Really fantastic answers. And I think Nicoleta is proving that modern education can connect people. She's great on this and ideas from all around the world, while we are still trying to connect the microphones, hypothetically telling, without panicking. My next question, comparing today's generation with the one from 10 years ago, what feels harder to manage? Their energy, their questions, or their lacks of passions? Because sometimes we have just this feeling.
Lucian, do you want to start?
Yeah, okay. I was thinking, I guess all of them and something more. I guess it's not about energy, energy put things in motion. Um, it's not the energy that's missing here and was better other 10 years ago. No, not the energy. I guess they are not so interested in our way of thinking. And a lot of things have changed since 10 years ago. A lot of things. The interests of the kids 10 years ago were different. 10 years ago, it wasn't TikTok. It wasn't, a lot of things. There wasn't present. And now they are. And it's I guess the denominator here, the thing that's common here is they are wishing to express something, but they cannot have all the words today to express that. 10 years ago, it was easy for them. When they are a little overwhelmed or not really bored, but tired during the class, the last 15 minutes, I stop everything and usually I ask them, okay, put me some questions. What questions do you have? Every one in every domain. What questions do you have? And it's a silence about, it happens a silence about 5 minutes. No one put a question. No one. 10 years ago, wow, all the hands were up. And that's interests in our way of thinking. I guess they have lost some of the interest here. So that the questions is really hard to justify because they aren't questions anymore. A lot of questions. And I guess you said that lack of patience. You said, yeah.
Exactly.
I guess now, yes, they are a little impatient now because the intellectual fast food is easy to to fulfill. And yes, they are lazy a little, yes, I guess, from my point of view. But they are not waiting too much for us to express things. I mean, if the my lesson in physics would take 15 minutes, it will be awesome. But it cannot take 15 minutes. I need 20, 25 minutes to fulfill all I want. But after 10 minutes, they slow down. They slow down, I guess, because of me, partially, because now I don't get always the words necessary, but also they are used to get the information fast, always fast. And that's something it's pretty hard for us, because when you transmit informations to someone, you must be accurate at the same time with being precise and put it beautifully, you know, and in some way to reach the other, some useful way. And you cannot do that in 15 minutes or 10 minutes. It takes longer, and that's a problem. Yeah, there are a lot of things different 10 years ago from now. A lot of things. Those are three, but you know, it's a lot of things. But also a lot of things are different from 15 or 20 or 50 years ago when I was like them. And you know, it's pretty much all the same, because when I was as them, I used to read a book in, I don't know, 3-4 days, maybe a week if it was but they don't read a book like that anymore. No, like that even not so much, but it's pretty, the rhythm is different for them. It's not good or bad, it's different, and you must join their rhythm, you know. It's something we cannot change. The information, the amount of information that go for them is much larger than ours at their age, and we must accommodate with that. Sorry, just I can't listen about. I don't know.
Okay. Wonderful, Lucian. Thank you. Wonderful, wonderful. I was not a good student of physics, but I can come to teach me. I am on your list for other
Thank you,
education.
thank you. I was
Nicoleta?
jealous.
Well,
You was a good student on physics or no?
me, physics, maths, chemistry.
For this, you are my friend.
No, but I do believe that today's students, children have shifted their energy and focus towards whatever they like. And sometimes is good and sometimes can be dangerous, because if you are not aware of everything that is happening around you, you won't develop the skills and the abilities to find your own way or to move around until you find your own way. And I do believe that they are more selective. We weren't. We had to do it, and that was the bottom line for us. And I agree again with Lucian, it's not their fault. They have so much information that it is difficult to navigate and to select. So we have to adapt and adjust ourselves as well. That is our job as teachers. We cannot go the old way, being the best way, and whatever we know is the ultimate truth. Things are coming up, things are developed. So it's our job to guide them and to show them the way. But yeah, it can be difficult at times. They are a little bit stubborn.
Wonderful. Yeah, so true, so true. And dear everyone, if you from chat live, if you have any ball question for our guests, now is the perfect moment. You can write in the chat. By the way, I think all teachers share the same superpower. They can instantly detect who didn't study. It's true.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true. It's true. Let's go to the next question. I'm thinking, do you think today's students are digitally smarter, but emotionally more exhausted than students a decade ago? Did you see this? Did you notice this or no?
Okay, let's say 10 years ago, I had a lot of students who worked in informatics, very, very high level informatics from young ages, from 8th, 9th grade. And they are very good at that. So I don't know exactly how good are digitally today comparing to 10 years ago. To 20, yeah, it's okay, it's obvious. But to 10 years ago, it's, I guess, over there, they had a little, very few resources comparing to now, in informatics, I guess, digitally resources. So they worked hard to get the resources needed. Now, a lot of resources are here. So I don't know where stand the value in that 10 years ago comparing to now, but it's sure that they are accustomed now better than they were 10 years ago, my students. They are navigating easily now to all the information than 10 years ago my students were. 10 years ago, they were used to make themselves a lot of coding, in programs. Today, not so much. They are also today students are very good, but and I cannot express that is a difference in favor of those today comparing to them. No, it's different, really different, and it's all about, I guess, communicating. If you talk about intelligence here, I guess digitally expressing, it's about communication. Also, everything is about communication. So if you communicate better in digitally world, it's better for you today. So yes, from this point of view, they are accustomed better than they were 10 years ago. Made a presentation or made it look fine for the people in front of them. Yes, they are better than they were 10 years ago. If that's something, yes, they are better now because they are used to work with that. They see everything in around them evolving that way, so they are accustomed to that. Yes, they are better now in that point of view. And I guess if they are tired emotionally today, comparing to I don't know, they are I guess not tired. Their attention is somewhere else. Not tired. It's not tiredness we used, but also it's something that we must address now. The parents, their parents are putting so much pressure on a lot of kids. Some of my kids told me that they have 5 or 6 tuitions every week. That's hard. That's very hard for them. That's really they are tired like that. Yes, I could say that. But then it's something I don't understand, but I must accept what I see. They are tired like that, but not emotionally. They are tired physically. Some of them are sleeping when they are in class, and they are really tired physically. And it's something emotionally. If you wake them, if you meet their trust, they're okay emotionally. But you must go to them and let them coming to you. It's something on the middle, the balance you must keep with them. I guess, Nico, I vorbește tu, talk you because If you let me, I will talk my poor English till the morning, and yeah.
You don't have a
Okay.
poor English. Well, I do feel that they lack, to certain point, the emotional attachment and the understanding of emotional signs. They are so used with this digital world wherein you don't know how to interpret whatever the other person is transmitting you and wants to convey, that sometimes, unfortunately, I don't want to be, the bad teacher here. Uh, I don't feel that they understand what exactly the uh, emotion is about. They do not know how to respond emotionally. They are like, what just happened? What do you mean? Uh, because on a text, on an email, you cannot transmit emotions unless you know a very good grammar and you use punctuation correctly. Yeah. And they know how to take it. But I do feel that are not as resilient as we were because of that. We had to uh, communicate directly with the people before, with our peers, with our parents, with our teachers. Now, using all this internet and emails and text and voice to text and all that takes the emotions away a little bit.
Yeah.
So I feel like they kind of lost it. The reading of non-verbal behavior, the reading of intonation.
Yes.
They cannot process all the emotions right now. They are at a loss, sorry, from my point of view, because of this.
So true. So true. Um, I can catch you. Let me see if I catch you with the next question. I'm thinking of something. Let me see if I catch you. What is the funniest excuse you have ever heard from a student for not doing their homework?
That is a nice one. I told my students every year to be very careful with their excuses, because I have at home a book with over 200 excuses differently at my home. And if they want to excuse them, it must be different, from that. But I don't say what excuses I have in my book, because I don't have a book, but remains between us. But uh, they are searching for something awesome. So it was when the Gulf War was a lot of years ago in Iraq, the Gulf War. So next day after the war started, a student in the morning come to me and said, "Teacher, the war started last night, and I was crying a lot, a lot. I couldn't see my everything from my tears, and I couldn't write anything. I was so devastated, so I couldn't write anything. So that's why I didn't do my homework." It was okay. It's new for me. It's not hilarious because it's war, but I'm pretty sure that this wasn't the motive, that he didn't do his homework, And yeah, they are thinking a lot when they are making excuses. So they are creative, a lot of creative. Yeah. So that come to me. Another one could say that, but there are a lot of excuses.
Yeah, there are
I'm sure
indeed
about
lots of
this.
excuses, but I got, the normal one. My dog ate my homework. Uh, and it was true because the kid came the next day with the worksheet, which was the homework, ripped apart, and you could make it out that indeed it was a dog. I am not sure if that happened before or because I told him just bring it the way it is, if he gave it to the dog. But it is the classic, so I got the classic one.
Yeah, yeah. Thursday, a student, Thursday right now, told me, teacher, I forgot my kayet. Sorry, who's this my kayet?
Notebook.
Notebook. I forgot my notebook, physics notebook at home. Uh, it's okay, but what notebook is this? I pointed at the notebook in front of him. He said, chemistry. But do you have chemistry today? No. And how is that you take your notebook in chemistry, but not in physics? I don't know, teacher, because it was so confusing. All of these formulas, I don't know. I took them. It's okay. I,
So
yeah,
funny. But we did this. We did this.
yeah, yeah.
Also,
It's okay. Yeah.
we did this. Okay, let's go further. Let's go further. I'm thinking to the next question. If education had an emergency mode, at what moment in your career would you have activated it without hesitation?
Should be activated a long time ago because emergency mode. Yeah, I guess now we are in survival mode from long time here. If would be a switch, if it could be a switch to put this emergency mode, it must be that one who put the law in work. So in Romania, the law said 6% from internal produce. I don't know what is in English, produce intern brut. I don't know. Total income of Romania, 6% in education. Okay, it's the law. And today we are under 3%. From 12 years, no politicians, nobody put the 6% according to the law in work. So that would be a switch. Someone who could switch to 6%, and that will be all, I guess, for restarting the education here. The first step, not all. The first step would be that, because right now it's pretty hard for not for us because I have only 1 year and I finish my school, because I am retiring. But for the young people who get here, it's pretty hard. They are surviving if they want to be a teacher right now because it's a little above minimum wage economy, and they are struggling now. And some our best students don't ever think to be teachers. No, they don't. They don't, because what could you do in your life at that age when everything you want to achieve, you need money. You want freedom from your parents, from to start growing your life, not with another help. You want to be on your own, and you can do that. Being a teacher. So I guess that is the reset button, the reset button or the emergency button, you said. So that would be the emergency button.
Yes.
Yes,
Nico?
I completely agree. I asked my teenagers, students, if they would ever want to become teachers, and they said no. Why not? I don't have the patience. I know you are not earning enough, but at the higher level, I believe, as Lucian was saying, the GDP has to be increased, okay? Because let's not forget that we only develop through education. There is nothing that can uh, replace education. Otherwise, would be only criminals on the streets. Who is the strongest? Who is the fastest? So I think everybody, and all the countries should think about investing in quality trainings, quality education, and provide opportunities for everybody. It is a problem because are less and less teachers. We cannot survive. We are working uh, in schools, we are working in private institutions. We try to have private tuitions as well, just to make a living. Not exactly to enjoy, but to make a living. And if we don't invest in education, we are going to go down. Going back to the, I don't know which uh, era, but yeah.
It's a reality. It's a reality.
It is. And it is sad that uh, nobody believes in education these days. Why shall I go to school? Why shall I learn that? They don't see the holistic side of it, that you have to know a little bit of everything just to make your way through the life.
Yes.
And
Yes.
we reach the, the point of convincing the students why they shall learn that subject, that topic, how that helps them. But let's not forget that they cannot foresee in the future. As
And he will tell
we
you, why
live,
should I need this?
yeah, well, you
Exactly.
don't worry, you don't. Just stay there and be nice and film the TikToks, you know. I don't know what that brings you, but yeah.
What is the bravest change you ever implemented that at first seemed completely crazy? I'm so curious about this because
That,
I've seen you both and I know you're flexible person and creative person and different person that the system of education needs. We need people like you.
okay, Nico, it's your turn now to be first.
Oh,
No? Okay,
No, you,
okay. So for 4 years, I was a principal at my school, and the craziest decision I take over then was to bring the gymnasium. Gymnasium means a 5 to 8 grade in our school. Traditionally, our school was 9, 12 grade, and I was educated in a school from 1 to 12 myself. And I was, wow, that is a school, 1 to 12. And when I was a principal, I said, okay, at least 5 to 8, 5 to 12, 5 to 8 now, because it must be joined the next level. So gymnasium and lyceum in Romania. I know gymnasium means gymnastics. Gymnasium means something else, but in Romania, gymnasium means 5 to 8. So that is the craziest decision because over there, no one in our county did that. And yeah, it was nice. And it is nice because now we are 5-12, the school with classes from uh, 5 to 12. And yeah, as a principal, as a teacher, I don't know. There are a lot of depends who says that is a crazy decision, because I didn't feel I made crazy decisions, and someone would tell me, well, that is not good, that is bad sometimes, but crazy, I don't know if someone could be some could be called crazy because he did something new, and it didn't happen to me. Yeah, I guess if crazy means to go out with your students after classes to drink coffee with a lot of them, yes, that is a crazy decision, but it keeps me close to them, and I guess it's okay with that. That's not a crazy decision. To go in with the tent, 20 years I went with them in the mountains without any near civilization, village near us, and almost surviving over there because it's something new. It was something new but it wasn't crazy. It was something they needed. And now I met with them in our 10 years meetings, and they say we bring our children to we tent on the mountains because we were then, and it's fine. So what is crazy about that? I don't think it's crazy, but some people could say that. So yes. Also, I'm a physics teacher. Crazy is my job.
Comes by default.
There.
Wonderful.
For me, there were no crazy ideas. I must say that, but
Can't believe this.
it is just taking them outside their comfort zone and doing the classes differently. Being outside and watching the clouds and give them shape. Identify all kind of, especially in India, identifying all kind of animals using foreign languages on the campus. Everything that was beside the book, it was taken as crazy. What are you doing in the gazebo with the kids? Well, we are reading outside in the garden. Today, our class is going to happen there. And I think everything that it is outside the norm would be taken as a crazy idea. But nowadays, everybody does something different. It's not about crazy ideas or, I don't know, unimaginable. It's just mostly like is outside the classroom. Something that it's outside the book, is not the normal path that you are following on every day. So everything can be crazy.
Yeah, outside
I
of
don't know, bringing VR glasses into the classroom can be crazy. Yeah.
accordingly to
Uh,
the taxonomy of Bloom.
exactly. Exactly. Let them know about yourself a few more details can be crazy because we are usually putting, or building a wall. We are the teacher, you are the students. Now we are crossing those boundaries and we have to be very careful. But even this allowing them to know things about ourselves just to create and support and build a relationship can be seen as crazy. So anything can be. They are crazy.
Everything.
We are crazy. It's a crazy world. Educational world is the craziest. There are no rules,
Okay.
no paths.
Okay.
So
Okay. Let's see you on the next question. What do you believe destroy creativity more? School programs? Yes? Or the fear of making mistakes? I'm afraid to do this because, or because.
Mhm. I
It sounds
guess,
so
well,
philosophic.
yes, it is. But in this particular case, I guess indifference destroys more. It's not about the programs, they are what they are. Inside those programs, we make what we make with them. Because, the programs are a set of rules. We are navigating inside our rules, those rules, in something we can manage. And we know how to manage that. The rules are rules. Like, in a society, there are a set of rules. I know how to behave myself in society. I don't know if I must keep in mind what rules are because I know them, but the life is mine, and I kept doing it. So it's in school, the program. It's okay, set of lines, but I must do that. So no, it's not the programs inside. No, not that. And you said about um, the programs or the fear of mistakes. You said that. Yeah, it's a real that one. It's a real fear because the kids are afraid of mistaking, and if we don't destroy that fear or put it down, somehow, they will keep it from along their lives very, very strong. And we must say that the note today, the great note. It's okay. If they get a 2 today, could be 10 tomorrow, but it's okay with that. And that doesn't mean anything that is not could be elevated from there because they have one bad day. No, it's something. So, you know, that fear is strong in a lot of the kids, but they don't really grasping on that fear, you know. They could let that because they understand pretty soon that it's not something real, you know, and they navigating themselves among the rules inside our school. So they know when not to take a 2, when not to take a 4, when not to take a 6 or something. They want all 10, but they know the road already. They are clever than we think. Yeah, they know how to manage. I guess the enemy, the common enemy, is indifference. That is the enemy of all. Yeah.
Nico?
Well, I do believe that is the combination of the two, because there are expectations and exams and admission to different schools and the curriculum that we have to follow. Uh, on the other hand, uh, I don't think that they feel they have a choice. So the emotional impact has also a very significant role. And as Lucian said, it's kind of difficult to navigate between the two and to acknowledge the both ways. So it is our job to try to guide them.
Yeah.
But anything can destroy the creativity, especially the curriculum. Uh, though it has a purpose, right? It's how we select, because we are always selective, right? The good, the bad, and the ugly. So you
Yeah.
have to go through all the layers, okay, in order to understand yourself and to find your own way. And it is what it is, because there is no other way. There is no right way in selective process, isn't it? We make the rules, we break the rules. We decide, we change our minds. And
Exactly.
I think right now everything in education is a mayhem for everybody, not only for the teachers, for the students as well, for the parents as well. So we just have to find ways every single day to collaborate, to communicate, and to create a clear path for our students.
Yeah. Excellent. Excellent answers and so realistic. So realistic. Nico and Lucian, if you could introduce one completely revolutionary subject into school, what will be it? Suppose tomorrow you must come with a subject, revolutionary subject in your school. Just tell me in one topic about this. What is the subject?
Okay, I guess it's not revolutionary, but they need that. Something like debating or oratory, something that they could use all the time. They're afraid to talk, to speak in front of people, in front of their colleagues,
Yeah.
or stranger people. Never, well, it's worse. But they're afraid to talk, to speak, to express themselves, and oratory helps. I had a teacher in 5th grade, Romanian teacher, who once a week or 2 weeks taught us to read with inflections, how to express with visual, with our face, the words, and how to put soul into words. And the final test at the 6th grade was to read the telephone book. with inflections. You know, it's pretty hard because you cannot read that book, but it was so I guess oratory and debating, that will be a very good idea to put
Wonderful.
them. Yeah.
Wonderful. Nico, tell me your
Well,
evolutionary subject.
I do agree. I do agree. Being a teacher for languages, I am seeing this kind of uh, gap. One thing is when you have the time to read a paper and to write, and another thing is out of nowhere to talk about an unrelated topic and to be able to give a good reply. However, I just the other day I was asking my students about financial education, and they had no idea how to open a bank account, how to file up taxes, what is an
Oh,
investment, how is to save money, what for. And I would go also, I don't know, maybe some counseling for emotional intelligence because I think they lack this. I think I am lacking this right now because I have so many students with so many different problems that, yeah, might be helpful. Not revolutionary, but let's say adjusted to our times, the century that we live in, the development that is happening almost every single day, right? We are
yeah,
confronted with new things and we had to implement them, we have to learn them, we have to carry them further. So, yeah,
yeah,
we have to be flexible.
exactly. Um, listening you, I am just thinking to the next question. We don't have so much time, but I have two questions for you. If educational had a system bug, what will be the one issue that has never truly been fixed? And if education were a movie today, attention, what genre would it be? A drama, a science fiction, or a comedy?
Let's
Let's see
answer the
you.
last
Let's see
question.
you. Let's dance.
Lucian,
Lucian.
1, 2, 3.
Three. Start.
Horror.
Horror.
It's okay.
Is a horror
A,
movie.
a lot of us, but let explain that because it's not the horror movie where with monsters or something. No,
And
it's with
blades and
humans.
blood and
No, no, no,
it's
no,
like
not gore, not gore, not with,
our tears are
but
made of blood.
the kind
Yeah,
of horror
humans.
movie where everything's are happening slowly, you know, that psychological horror where everything happens slowly, the decay of everything, you know, that kind of movie. And sad, it's pretty sad, you know, it's not something you can fight with. Some monsters are there and we saw them and get, no, not that kind, you know, they are humans implied that makes the movie even scarier because it's not about monsters, it's about us. And we are doing that right now with education, with our kids, and with that. That is the most horror component of that. Yeah, you know. And for me, horror doesn't mean to be scared at every movement on the screen. No, it's being scared so deep inside because everything outside seems normal. You know, but we can feel the downside of the education. We can feel it. We are inside when we can feel it really. So that is the scariest part, I guess. Sorry.
Exactly, Lucian. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes,
Nico?
it is just a horror movie, really. As Lucian said, we get scared. We get scared because we don't know what is going to happen with these kids. We are there to provide guidance, mentoring, education, the tools for them to navigate through life. But apparently there is this kind of conflict is not invisible, but at the same time is not invisible, wherein everybody is against everybody, when the only thing they have to do is just come to school.
Yeah.
Come to school and learn. There is no need, that's why it is a horror movie. There is no need for this kind of conflict between politicians, government, payment, parents, teachers, students. Is a never-ending loop. When the fact is you have highly educated teachers ready to work, ready to provide, you send your child to school, talk and communicate, and everything will be fine. As simple as that. But in a horror movie, nothing like that happens, isn't it?
Yes.
There is always a villain that is stirring up the plot. So there we are. And we don't know who is the villain at the end.
But I didn't give you
You
the
know?
option, horror movie. I'm
Yeah.
such a good girl, and you are such a bad guy.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, thank you. You are a good girl, Nico, and I'm such a good bad guy. Yes, yes, I know, I know. So yeah.
I
So
accept.
you said about a bug in education. No, it's
The
it's
biggest
about money.
cockroach.
The only bug, yeah, yeah. No, no, it's about money. Everything begins from there. That's the greatest bug. The absence, so the lack of money put in education. You know, yeah, that is the bug, the main
Uh,
bug in the system.
Exactly. And it is not only about the payment for the teachers, it's about upgrading the schools, it's about the future schools. We are asked to teach technology, teach that, with what? The schools are not equipped. Forget about our payment, you know. And I'm kind of, fed up with the excuse, it's a vocational job. Oh, well, it is, but also has to be paid. Unfortunately, every single talk we have among the teachers ends up to the payment, technology, equipment, and
Certificates, I'm
bureaucracy.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You forgot. Okay, I have a last question. I have so much question, but we don't have time. But maybe when we will meet, if you could send a short message to yourself at the beginning of your career, when you have 20 years, 24, what would it be?
I would say myself, don't be afraid, and be afraid. Don't be afraid because the students in front of you are at least intelligent as you were at their age. You know, at least they are more intelligent in some ways than me. So don't be afraid that you will face some young men with low intelligence. So you must upgrade them. You know, no, get them straight because it's okay. Don't be afraid about that, and be scared because a little scared. Be afraid because when you are at the beginning, you don't know how to talk, to speak with people. Not very well. You don't really master the, in my case, physics for the kids. I mastered the physics when I achieved the university. I mastered physics for me, for being a researcher eventually, but not for the kids, you know. And it's something you must learn all the way to do that because it's a long process, a long 5, 4 years, 10 years maybe to get to a balance with that. And it's pretty, and it must scares you at first because it's the only way that you can go over there. Being scared a little, you know, not indifferent, being scared a little, wishing to do that, but a little scared to be most focused for that. So that was the word that could be the word, but no, I can't send them right there. So, so thank you for the idea, but I cannot do something like that. Yeah. So Nico.
Well, for me, it is pretty simple. Have a therapist on call and plenty of coffee. That's it. Somebody to
Okay.
call, a therapist or a good friend, just to vent out, what happened today at school, and plenty of coffee pods. Yeah. We need coffee and we need a therapist. Or at least a shoulder to
Indeed.
cry on at the end of the day. Because we worry so much. Our job does not end, at 3 o'clock or as soon as we are exiting the gates of the school. Is more than that. So many questions, so many thoughts during the night, why that child had a headache. Maybe they ate, maybe they didn't, maybe they had problems. What can I do? So our job is not just writing on the whiteboard or the blackboard and assess, giving grades, bad grades or good grades. It's not just that.
Look at them, they are amazing. They are truly amazing. They are wonderful. Lucian made me to be interested by physics. I joke, but he is an excellent teacher. I meet two students of him, and they are wonderful. Nicoleta, I don't have even describe what a day looks like when you release stress while talking to Nicoleta on the phone, because after 10 minutes, you are either feel incredibly motivated to change the world and you just laugh. We just laugh. We have fun. Thank you so much. Tonight, we did not only talk about education, we talked about courage, about transformation, about people who want to continue building the future, even when the system itself feels impossible to change. Maybe we cannot transform education overnight, but we can begin something even more powerful, a conversation capable of changing mindsets. Because every generation needs people who tell them, you can do more, think bigger, don't stop. Don't stop, don't ever stop. And maybe that is what education in 2026 should truly become, not just to transfer of information, but energy, inspiration, and purpose. Thank you to our extraordinary guests. Thank you to everyone watching us live, and to everyone who believes that ideas can change the world. This was EdXiS VoX. Have a beautiful evening, everyone, an amazing weekend ahead. Take care of yourself, stay inspired, and never stop learning, questioning, and building the future that you want to see. We'll see you again next week in a brand new edition of EdXiS VoX with new voices, new ideas, and new conversation. Beautiful people that challenge the way to see education.
Okay. I guess the Wi-Fi, it's
Thank
you,
you for
Ermina.
having us.
Thank you, Ermina. Thank you all.
Um,
Thank you. No. It's okay.
all right.
Your phone is off. Your microphone.
Oh my God, thank you
Okay.
so much. And you didn't tell me nothing, and I was outside. Thank you so much for everything. You are
Okay.
amazing. You are
Thank
Thank
amazing.
you,
you for
Ermina.
having us.
Um,
And yeah, let's meet more often because maybe the next one will be about solutions,
Oh my
not
God,
only
we must
problems.
find solutions. We must find solution, and we can have a coffee in directly in online, and we can be fresh or refresh
Yes.
Yeah.
ourselves.
uh,
Okay. I will
She
keep
is
in mind
there.
that.
She
Yes.
have the coffee.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and
Thank
thank
you,
you to
Ermina.
Thank
Thank you.
everyone
you.
to spend time with us.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
We have such a great guest. I love physics. I want to learn.
Thank you.
I want to learn English. Let's see what we can do. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Thank you,
just
Ermina.
believe in yourself. Think bigger, break limits, build the future. Good night to everyone. See you next week.
Good
Night,
night.
night.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
I am blocked. I'm thinking or not. Thank you so much. Bye. You can
Bye.
say bye in Romanian, in Spanish, in whatever you want.
Okay. Yeah. It's ended. It's finished. the show.
We finish, we go
We-
out.
Ok, ok.
Hola.
Mulțumesc, Ermina.
Hai.
Seară liniștită, seară
Mulțumim.
liniștită.
Și vouă la
Mulțumim, pa, pa.
fel. Vă îmbrățișez. Pa,
Pa!
pa. Pa.